Something felt different about Prince Harry that day, and even the crowd at the polo match could sense it. The California sun was shining brightly over Montecito, the horses were lined up perfectly on the field, and cameras flashed every few seconds as guests arrived for the annual charity polo event. But despite the glamorous atmosphere, one detail immediately caught everyone's attention. Prince Harry had arrived completely alone. No Meghan Markle, no Archie, no Lilibet, just Harry, walking slowly across the grass with sunglasses hiding his eyes and a tired expression written across his face. Royal watchers online exploded with speculation almost instantly. Where's Meghan? Why is Harry always alone lately? Something feels off. And honestly, even people at the event reportedly noticed the strange energy surrounding him. Harry tried to smile as he greeted his longtime friend, Nacho Figueres, near the field, but according to several attendees, the prince seemed distracted throughout the afternoon. At one point, he reportedly sat quietly on the sidelines for nearly 20 minutes, watching the match without speaking much to anyone. The image quickly went viral online. Some people felt sympathy for him, others blamed him for the dramatic fallout with the royal family. But one thing everyone agreed on was this: Harry no longer looked like the carefree prince the world once knew. As the match continued, Nacho's son Artemio rode confidently across the field during the junior polo competition, while Harry clapped politely from the sidelines. Several photographers captured moments of Harry cheering quietly, but even those images seemed strangely melancholic. He looked emotionally distant, one guest allegedly whispered afterward. Meanwhile, back at the Sussex mansion in Montecito, Meghan Markle was reportedly busy preparing for multiple business meetings connected to her latest lifestyle projects. According to insiders close to Hollywood circles, Meghan had become increasingly focused on building her independent brand over the past year, and that difference in priorities had apparently created growing distance between the couple. While Harry continued investing energy into charity work, polo events, and private meetings connected to Invictus, Meghan was said to be spending more time networking with producers, executives, and media consultants. Publicly, they still presented themselves as united. Privately, rumors continued growing louder. What made the situation even more emotional for royal fans was Harry's visible attachment to polo itself. Polo wasn't just a hobby for him, it represented childhood memories, royal traditions, and the few peaceful moments he once shared with Prince William and King Charles before years of family conflict changed everything. Watching Harry attend alone felt symbolic to many observers, almost like he was revisiting fragments of his old life while standing completely separated from it. And then, something unexpected happened. During a short break in the match, a young boy reportedly approached Harry asking for a photo. Witnesses claimed Harry immediately smiled warmly, knelt down to speak with him, and spent a few minutes chatting about horses and sports. For a brief moment, the old Harry seemed to reappear, relaxed, natural, happy. But as soon as cameras turned towards him again, the prince allegedly became guarded once more. That contrast only fueled more discussion online later that evening. Some commentators argued Harry appeared exhausted by years of non-stop public drama. Others believed he looked trapped between two identities, the royal prince he used to be and the celebrity figure he had become in California. Adding even more intrigue to the situation were reports that Meghan and Harry had recently been spending increasing amounts of time apart due to conflicting schedules. One entertainment insider even claimed their professional lives are moving completely different directions. Still, neither Harry nor Meghan publicly addressed any of the speculation, and that silence only made the internet louder. Meanwhile, commentators continued revisiting old warnings from Prince William years earlier when Harry's relationship with Meghan was moving very quickly. According to royal biographers, William had simply advised Harry not to rush into marriage too fast, but Harry reportedly interpreted that advice as criticism rather than concern. Looking back now, many royal fans wonder whether that moment quietly changed the relationship between the brothers forever. Because before Meghan entered the picture, William and Harry were often seen as inseparable. Now, they barely speak. As the polo event came to an end, Harry reportedly remained behind longer than most guests. While others laughed and celebrated around the clubhouse, the prince was seen standing alone near the field, watching the horses being escorted away into the evening sunlight. It was a strangely cinematic image. A prince surrounded by people, yet appearing completely isolated. One photographer later described the atmosphere by saying, "He looked like someone lost in thought the entire day." That image spread rapidly across social media overnight, and once again, the internet turned into a battlefield of opinions. Some accused Meghan Markle of slowly separating Harry from everything familiar in his life. Others argued Harry himself had willingly walked away from royal duties and needed to take responsibility for his own choices. But perhaps the reality was more complicated than either side wanted to admit, because relationships under global scrutiny rarely stay normal for long. Every disagreement becomes a headline, every absence becomes suspicious, every public appearance gets analyzed frame by frame. And over time, that kind of pressure changes people, even princes. Late that evening, after returning home from the polo match, Harry allegedly sat alone outside the Montecito mansion for quite some time before finally going back inside. Nobody knows what he was thinking. Maybe he was reflecting on the past. Maybe he was thinking about William. Maybe he missed the simplicity of his old royal life. Or maybe the internet had created a narrative far more dramatic than reality itself. That's the strange thing about Harry and Meghan. The world continues trying to decide who is right, who is wrong, who is controlling who, and whether their marriage is secretly falling apart behind the scenes. But despite endless documentaries, interviews, podcasts, books, and headlines, nobody truly knows the full story except the two people living it. Still, when Prince Harry walked across that polo field alone under the California sun, even his biggest supporters admitted one thing quietly to themselves. He didn't look like a man who had found peace.